In today's eMoney tip of the week, I'm going to take you through a two-part series on Roth conversions for estate planning. Now, I've done multiple eMoney tip of the weeks on Roth conversions. However, this one is specifically on how to input for estate planning and how to illustrate to clients for estate plans. Most recently, I did an eMoney tip of the week where I ran you through how to throw Roth conversions in here with the new updated eMoney. This is going to have a lot of that in there, but it's going to specifically set it up for what we want to do in Roth conversions. If you already have a good understanding, you just want to see how I show it to the client, skip ahead to part 2. So this is Don and Betty Draper. This is a sample client. Typically, if you're used to my eMoney tip of the weeks, you're used to two different sample clients that are younger, that have a lot more going on, because there's a lot more variables in a younger person's life. This is going to be more towards what we like to call retirement red zone. So we work a lot with busy working professionals at our firm. This is our retirement red zone, 10 years prior to 10 years after retirement. So this is Don and Betty Draper. And so Don and Betty have a lot of money inside of IRAs and 401k money, and they're concerned with how that money passes on to their children efficiently, mainly because of Secure Act and the 10-year rule. They're also feeling the pressure of tax rates going up in the future with government deficits and changes of administrations potentially in the future and current administrations. So they want to know, how can we pass on as much money? Also, a key thing here is their children. In this particular instance, they feel like their children are in higher tax brackets. We already have that set up for illustration. So how am I going to show this? I'm going to click into plans. I would typically build this all out on alternatives, but this particular one, I'm going to build this out, and we're going to call this Roth conversion. I'm putting conversions just because I'm going to do multiple conversions inside of here. And then I'm going to go right in here to advanced plan. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go add new, and I'm going to go to a transfer, and I'm going to do a Roth conversion. Next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to write Roth conversion Dawn, because this could be for Dawn's accounts. I'm going to start with the calendar year of 2023, which is the calendar year we're in. And I'm just going to go out here, duration 15 years for this particular one. We'll notice it says no available assets because he doesn't have a Roth. If you already have a Roth for this client, you can just click on it. If you don't see one, you got to create one. This is a nice little handy thing now. They put this in here and we can add these in here. So we're going to add Roth IRA Dawn. You could go out and do this separately. You're going to see it says default rate. I typically like to have some type of investment that it's attached to, but in this case we're creating out of thin air, so I'm just going to put balanced here. I'm going to put balanced here, owner Dawn, primary beneficiary Betty. Now we're going to go down here and we're going to go and say we're going to do $50,000 a year. Now typically with our clients, we're going to come up with how much we want to do this using tax plan software. Our firm, we use Holistiplan. And I'm going to go in there and set different variables based upon the client's current tax return and projections that they reasonably give me, reasonable assumptions, and decide how much we want to convert. But let's just say for this sample that we've already done that work and we've agreed to 50%, or at least that's what we're going to start with for illustrating this. I'm going to show no growth because they're just going to convert the same amount every single year. Obviously that can go up or go down based upon tax code changes. And we're going to go here, we're going to add his account. A lot of people forget this step. Okay, so we're going to pick the IRA or 401k. So right now we have this in here. You might say a concern sometimes is the duration is longer. It doesn't matter if it's already shown that the money's all out of the IRA. It'll stop converting it over, right? It's not going to convert out of thin air. So now we have that in there. You can hit save or done. I'm going to hit done because you're going to notice it created this other IRA up here. And this is an extra step that I really want to focus on here for a second. Is I want to come in here to this new IRA we've created, and I want to change the beneficiaries around equally to children. Now, for what we're about to show, it's going to work, but it's a best habit. Never put equally to children. People want to see their children, right? So you're going to put 33.34, 33.33 because you have to have 3 children. For right now, we're going to leave it equally to children because this is just for illustrative purposes, but that's an extra step. I highly encourage you never have it equally to children. So now we got these both in here. We're going to do one extra step. This is a key that I do. We're going to go here to add new. We're going to go to reinvestment, the worst name of a technique ever. Hopefully money listens to me at some point in time and change it. Why this is called reinvestment, I'll never understand. So we got here, I'm going to put flat 5%. And I'm going to put the calendar year. I'm recording this in 2023, so we're just going to leave it there. This is IRA money, so I don't have to worry about the tax issues. But a lot of times if I'm doing what I'm about to show you why I'm doing it, I might put not apply to taxes. I'm going to go here and I'm going to put a custom, and I'm going to put 5%. You can do whatever variable you want, and I'll explain to you shortly here why I'm putting what I'm putting in here. But I'll typically do 5% or 4% inside of here. You could go click add all assets. For this particular one, I'm just going to hit add Roth assets because I want those Roths. And I'm also going to put qualified assets. You can put retirement, qualified retirement assets. And if you don't know what they are, you can go look under some reports, look at the asset allocations and what the reports are. But the idea is I want to show apples to apples comparison here. Again, you can do this across all their investments. I'll come back to show you why it's important. Trust me, I will. So now we have this in here. We're going to hit done or save. In this case, I'm going to hit done. And then I'm going to come back under plans. And I'm going to build out another one of these. And I'm just going to copy this exactly as is. So duplicate this. And I'm going to call this Roth Conversions 5% base. Now that I come in here, you could go in Decision Center, do just advanced play. I just want to turn something off. I'm going to pretend like we didn't convert. What I've just done, I've just created a new base, right? So we talk about base plan versus something we're testing for. That is showing the IRA and Roth accounts at a flat 5%. So now when I'm comparing from a linear basis side by side, I'm going to be able to show that. So I'm going to show you really quickly, and I'm going to end this tip of the week right here for part 2, because I'm going to foreshadow what we're about to do. We're going to come under estate plan. I'll spend more time on the next one, and we're going to do compare distributions, and we are going to set this up with base facts over here, a new base fact where it's a 5%, and over here, whoops, put the wrong one on. Roth conversions here, and our base over here. So I can turn buttons on and off here, and I have a new base plan over here. And what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to go out and we're going to be able to see the difference of a Roth conversion, but we're going to compare it at 5% because this was not Monte Carlo. This is linear. And so I don't want to show that arithmetic mean or that average rate of return of say 6 or 7 or 8% consistently, because it seems like a big daunting number, and it's also not a realistic number. So anytime I'm doing linear, now this is going to blow up Monte Carlo. So if you're doing other things in Decision Center and you do everything flat 5%, it's going to blow up Monte Carlo. So I only use this when I'm using tools that have a linear comparison. I'm going to come back in our second eMoney tip of the week, show you how I use this estate planning tool, compare distributions. But I'm also going to show you 4 or 5 other ways you can illustrate the purpose and the impact of a Roth conversion for estate planning. We hope this tip helped educate and empower you to do more plans for your clients so that you can impact more lives through financial planning. If you have some great tips we don't know about, we'd love to hear about them. If you have a better way of doing what we just showed you, we'd love to hear about that, because we are a noble profession, and together we can elevate the profession.